fun. Rihanna and George Clooney were on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and they were playing Never Have I Ever, which is a very fun drinking game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some of what went down when Ellen was questioning the two of them.
Never have I ever seen a rapper naked.
Totally have. Come on, stop lying. Stop lying, God.
Never have I ever sent a dirty text to the wrong person.
Wow. That's not good.
All right, we have to take a break, but when we come back with Rihanna, we're going to find out what the text was and who it was sent to.
Yeah, there you have it. It was fun, a little cute game. You guys had to watch Ellen to see that. But she talks about potentially going on tour with Drake. Right now, she doesn't have that in the plans, but she would love to do that.
I think that game would have been a lot more fun if Rihanna was drunk and high while she was playing it.
Well, we don't know what was going on before she went on stage. But no, she was actually really fun. It was pretty funny and cute.
Cool.
All right. The NFL is going to adopt a Rooney Rule. They're trying to help women get jobs as executives, according to the New York Daily News. Now, the Rooney Rule is named after Steelers owner Dan Rooney. He's the chairman of the league's diversity committee. And that's when they had to interview at least one minority candidate for a head coaching vacancy. Back in 2003, they started that. They said right now that rule is under scrutiny for not resulting in an increased number of minority head coaches. Only 6 minority head coaches out of the league's 32 teams. But now they want to make sure more women get interviewed. And the Bills hired the NFL's first full-time assistant coach last month, Catherine Smith, and also Jen Welter coached the Cardinals inside linebackers.
I think that would be dope to see a female be a head coach or a female be a head coach even in the NBA. I think it'd be dope.
I wonder how many women actually go out for those jobs, though.
I'm sure
that's
a lot
what
of
I would like to do.
There's a lot of coaches in high school, AAUs, and...
They want women to feel more included and to actually go and interview for those jobs and get those interviews.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they're really not just hiring women, or do a lot of women just not go out for those jobs?
I think they do. I know for my son's AAU, there's a female coach, and she's the only female coach. Shout out to Coach Ben's the only female coach. And we travel from city to city, state to state, and then she's the only one that I ever see. And I never understood why don't more females coach basketball, because they play, they know, they're knowledgeable,
Well, teams are going to have to interview at least one woman for all executive roles. Okay. Now, Did he kill Tupac Shakur? Well, this story has resurfaced again because of a film that Netflix is going to release based on a book with that same premise. Now, this book is written by a retired LAPD investigator who claims that Diddy hired a Crip to kill Tupac for $1 million. The LA Times also published this story back in 2008. That was before They allege that Diddy's boy shot Tupac 5 times in Quad Studios.
Yeah, this story pops up like every 5 years, seems like.
I've been
Diddy,
hearing this for a
of
long
course, has
time.
denied involvement, but the author is relying on a confession from a Crip gang member. They have audio taped interrogations, statements from a former investigator, a documentary released on iTunes this week. So they are trying to find out who is responsible for the murders of Tupac and Biggie. It's called Murder Rap, and it's by filmmaker Mike Dorsey.
So basically, it's hip-hop's making a murderer. That's what that is.
Yeah, it is. So they say. I mean, I think they know who pulled the trigger, but they're trying to see where the hit came from. And the LA Home has been saying that Diddy did it for a while. But the sad thing about it is if Diddy has no connection or if he has no involvement, he's going to have extra security now because they're going to be on his ass.
And that's what's whack about it.
They're alleging that he agreed to pay Duane Keith Davis $1 million for the hit. That's the allege.
I don't even understand why it was supposed to be a reputable news source like the New York Daily News would run that story. It's one thing to have a conspiracy theory documentary on Netflix, but to post that knowing people are going to run with, Diddy had Pac killed, that's dangerous.
Diddy got to be safe now.
According to the LAPD retired detective Greg Kading, he's also saying that LA authorities decided not to charge Diddy because of his celebrity, and they also did not pursue the case more than 5 years ago because both of the suspected gunmen were dead, having died in unrelated
You really
incidents.
think the LAPD wouldn't pursue somebody for murder because of their celebrity? Stop it. I don't know what the truth is, but that's my point. None of us do. But these documentaries and stories aren't fair and balanced. It's basically, we think Diddy did it here.
Well, the LA Times did have to retract a story that said that Diddy did it back in 2008. So, it's an old story. It comes up every now and then, and now there's this documentary.
Stuff like murder and rape, you can't just be pointing fingers at people saying they did stuff like that.
And Diddy got family. Diddy got kids out there. They got to be.
And how is Diddy supposed to prove he didn't do it?
He can't.
He can't. Because nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. Like, we'd rather run with that story. It sounds better to say, Diddy had Tupac killed. Right. And you know who bugs me out? The people who believe the conspiracy theory that Tupac is alive, but also believe the conspiracy theory that Diddy had him killed.
Which one is it? You gotta believe
How does that make sense to y'all guys?
Can't be both.
All right, well, that is your rumor report. I'm Angela Yee.
All right, thank you.